What's up, everybody? It's your boy Red X Black, and I'm back with another video. So the Israel and Hamas conflict continues in Gaza. Israel has apparently continued its air raids after the ceasefire has been called for. Biden nudgingly gave Netanyahu a phone call and was like, "Hey, we'd appreciate it if you guys stop. Hamas as well, please stop, calm down." But that has seemingly been ignored. Other world leaders have also called for a ceasefire. And I think that Israel itself, the disparity in the death tolls is crazy. Because right here it says, currently, it's hard to get an accurate read of the actual death toll and injuries. But this might be from the Palestinian Health Ministry. And so you can take that how you will. But it said at least 213 Palestinians, including 61 children, have been killed in Gaza since the attacks began. But the Israeli death toll is only around 14, maybe 14 to 15, if that. And that's a disparity because the Palestinians themselves, they're not a state, so they don't have an army. And Hamas, if you can call Hamas the organization their army, I mean, they're not really their army. They're labeled a terrorist organization. Hamas is seemingly their only mode of defense from Israel itself. So Israel has been able to kind of throw their weight around being backed up by billions of dollars in U.S. weapons and weapon technology. So they have the Iron Dome. They can intercept all these missiles or rockets. And they're just backed by the big guns, the big guys. But no one wants to stand up to Israel in the U.S. People in leadership, higher up leadership, they don't really seem to want to stand up to Israel in any sort of way and just say, hey, okay, you're getting rockets shot at you, but you were being the aggressor initially. You had the Al-Aqsa Mosque raids that happened. The IDF was trying to keep, or not the IDF, but some Israeli police, it might be the IDF, I don't know. They were trying to keep a clash from happening between people who were there for a religious holiday, the Palestinians that were there for a religious holiday, and some right-wing Israelis that were there to protest them. It's something of that sort. And they were trying to prevent a clash, whatever the story was. It's conflicting, and there's no clear reason as to why they raided the mosque that I can find, or whatever the reasoning they give. It's like Israel, the government of Israel is very shady. Benjamin Netanyahu, he just seems like a very snaky guy. He went on Face the Nation. Or was it Face the Nation? It might have been. No, not Face the Nation. He went on one of the American news outlets. It might have been news shows. It might have been Face the Nation. I'm not sure. And basically, they blew up a media building, and they were like, we had Hamas insurgents were in there, or affiliates were in there. And the intelligence that they gave has been pretty much non-existent. You can't really find it. They asked him point blank, hey, did you share with Joe Biden, President Biden, did you share any intelligence with them or the U.S.? Oh, we sent it through the chain of command. We sent it through chain of command. And I'm like, you can tell he's lying, right? But they blew up this whole building, gave people warning ahead of time. You had Al Jazeera, which is the site I'm using, Al Jazeera, AP, and I think maybe one other a news outlet was in. They've been there for years, 15 plus years, and blew up their building for whatever reason, saying that they had affiliates of Hamas in there. Gave no real intelligence, never really provided anything, and just blew the building up, took it down, it collapsed. And stuff like that, Israel seems to be able to get away with, and nobody wants to do any pushback. I think that in order to get them to just stop, for just the time being, have a negotiation. You can send some of our diplomats, or they're probably already over there, but have them say, hey, we're going to make our funding and our weapon sales, whatever, any funding we're going to give you, we're going to make it conditional. And until this stops, you're not getting any more money. Because Biden recently, a few days ago, gave them $700 million. And he approved that, and because it was already going to go through, but he approved it in the middle of this conflict. So yeah, we're gonna say, hey, we're not giving you anything else until this stops. And you go to the Palestinians and get them to negotiate with Hamas. And, well, we don't negotiate with terror. No. Look, if we can negotiate with the Taliban, we can negotiate with Hamas. So go to the Palestinians and say, you guys will stop, or we need to give some type of leverage, with the Palestinians if you want, or Hamas. I have to keep saying Hamas because the Palestinians themselves, they don't have an army. They're just mostly civilians. But go to the Palestinian leadership, go to Israeli leadership, and really just deal this out. Make a hard line stance, because this is getting out of control and it's getting ridiculous. And Israel should stop pushing its illegal settlements in the into Gaza and the West Bank, or the West Bank. They should really stop that, because that is another thing that has caused a major tension with the Palestinians. And yeah. So it's getting harder for them to coexist. And the two-state solution, I don't even know if that's going to be viable after all of this at this point, because we've been talking about two-state solution for forever now. But overall, I think that there's a way to make a single state. There might be a way to still make a two-state solution, but if they make a single state of Israel and the Palestinians get equal rights there, then it may be some bad blood for a while, like after apartheid South Africa, they thought that maybe they couldn't coexist, but I think that they will be able to coexist. But it might be some bad blood, and the more this drags on, the harder and harder and harder it is for that cohesion to happen. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, whenever do it, however you do it, wherever do it, just do it. It's your boy Red X Black, and I'm out. Peace.